Hello, my name is Adam Dobiesz. Today I'm going to be talking about internet threats. So during this presentation, I will be going over service learning, like what it is. It's the dangers of internet threats and what they are, malware, how to avoid malware, phishing, social engineering, like what it is, how to avoid it, stuff like that. So with service learning is something that Detroit Mercy does, and its goal is to it's to give back to the community. So this presentation is to inform citizens on how to stay protected from malware and phishing attacks specifically, and that's my way of giving back to the community through service learning. So internet threats. Internet threats are stuff that malicious groups, people will do to try and steal your money, steal your personal information for money, maybe cause damage, revenge, fun, stuff that these people will do to try to harm people. There's many different ways that they can exploit you to get your data. So the most common type of internet threat is malware. Malware is software that is designed usually to damage your computer. There are many different types of malware, and those include stuff like viruses, spyware, ransomware, many different types of malware. Malware's main goal is to slow down your computer, prevent you from accessing files on your computer, can give you unwanted pop-ups like spam, stuff like that. It can steal your computer's resources, so it can use like all of your processing power on your computer. Can steal your personal information, and there's many other things that malware can do to your computer. So the types of malware. So first we're going to be talking about viruses. A virus is a piece of software that attaches itself onto a legitimate program. So an example of this would be like, say you got an email from some scammer, and he gave you a Microsoft Word or Excel file, and that had a virus attached to it. Whenever you open up that file, it will run the malicious code on your computer. A virus works similarly to a virus in humans. Its goal is to infect one machine and then spread itself to other machines, kind of like the current pandemic, actually. Its goal is to keep spreading and spreading and spreading. And viruses are often made to damage devices and to steal information. The next type of malware I'm going to be talking about is spyware. Spyware is a type of malicious software that's made to gather information. And what these companies that develop the spyware, companies or people, what they'll do with this spyware is they'll infect someone with it, and then they will actually sell the information they collect with it to third parties, sometimes for monetary gain. There are several forms of spyware, and there's a lot of examples. There's adware, which is something that will give you unwanted ads. There's keylogging, and they can even track your internet habits. So adware will deliver a device with manipulative ads and can create kind of like a bridge for malicious programs. So they can like give you ads. Say like you're on a website and you wanted to download something. They might say, well, this is the download, but it's actually not. It's actually just a malicious ad that they want you to click on, so it will download something malicious onto your computer. A keylogger is a type of spyware that is used to copy all of your keystrokes. So every time you type on your keyboard, it will be recorded into the program and sent back to the hacker. So these are used for like stealing passwords. So if I type my password out on my keyboard, if I had a keylogger on my computer, that person monitoring that program would be able to see what I just typed in. So keyloggers are used for mainly stealing passwords, but they can also monitor your browsing habits and sell that information. Ransomware. Ransomware is very damaging form of malware. It is designed to hold your computer ransom. So what this means is, if you get infected with a ransomware, your whole computer will become locked, encrypted. You will not be able to access anything on the computer. And people do this for money. They'll create this software that is sometimes, in some cases, impossible to revert, and they just destroy and encrypt your files. And if you want to get your files back from these hackers, you have to pay them in cryptocurrency over the internet. There's actually been cases of ransomware where, you pay the ransom back and they don't unencrypt your files. They just delete everything. So it's kind of like, well, my files were already gone, but I didn't know that. Now they're permanently gone, and I gave them my money. So this type of malware is very common in companies. It happens all the time. It's actually cases of a hospital that got attacked by ransomware, and its main goal is to do damage, shut the companies down, stuff like that. So how do you avoid these types of malware? The best ways to avoid getting this is to don't go to suspicious websites. Stay to websites that you know are safe. Don't click on really sketchy looking websites and stuff like that. And very importantly, it's important to not download anything from these suspicious websites. Downloading something, you don't know what you're downloading when you download from these suspicious websites. You only want to download stuff from a website that you know is trusted and that is safe. Like if you were trying to download Google Chrome, for example, you wouldn't want to go to some website that's not Google. You wouldn't want to download it from some random website. You'd want to download it from Google, right? This goes for everything. You wouldn't want to go to, some random website to download something, it's not safe. And third way to avoid this is getting an anti-malware, antivirus program. These are very useful. These will constantly scan your computer and look for malware, viruses, rootkits, all this kind of stuff to keep you safe. And these types of programs today will actually have website tracking, or not tracking. They will monitor the websites you go to determine if it's a safe website, which is very useful. And then the fourth way to avoid getting malware is to keep your computer updated, keep your programs up to date, because occasionally a hacker will find an exploit in an outdated program or something, and they'll have an access way into your computer, which is never a good thing. So now we're on phishing and social engineering. Phishing is a very dangerous type of internet threat that many people fall to daily, which is very unfortunate. Phishing is when someone will maliciously disguise either an email or a phone call, and they will pretend to be companies like Apple, Microsoft, very well-established companies, and they will trick you into giving up your private information. Phishing is usually the cause of most company breaches, and this is from social engineering specifically. Many companies, I can think of a couple that happened, to places that I've worked at, actually, is people click on an email saying, oh, well, that was from my boss, but actually it was from some hacker in a different country that was looking, well, monitoring your company and found out a lot of information about it, and they sent a fake email asking for money, and unknowingly they gave them money because they thought it was their boss, but actually it wasn't. This happens all the time in companies. Social engineering is basically just the use of manipulation to gather sensitive information in companies, mainly. So the common forms of phishing are usually emails, and these malicious groups will attempt to imitate legitimate companies, like I said earlier, and they will attach a file that their goal is to get you to click that. And that file will instantly run the malicious code, the viruses, the spyware, the ransomware, whatever it may be. And this malware will infect the company. And the file is a legitimate file, so you'll open it up, it'll be a normal file, but unknowingly it will actually infect not just your computer, but it will infect the entire network of computers, the entire workplace. Everything connected will be infected by that malware. It will spread over the internet to these other devices. So the people doing these phishing attacks will try to trick the receiver with urgency. This is one of the common techniques they use. And what they do with this, or how they do it, is they'll say, there was a breach on one of your accounts and your password is compromised. So they want you to click on this link, and it will usually redirect. So let's use an example of Microsoft. Microsoft has this happen all the time with these phishing attacks. So you'll click a link and you'll be redirected to a website that looks exactly like Microsoft, but it's actually not Microsoft. They just want you to enter your password into that website, so they have your password. So this is one of the common things that they will do with phishing, is trick with urgency. So obviously you're like, wow, I need to get on to Microsoft instantly and change my password. So they'll have you sign into this fake website, and now they have your password. So the next type of phishing is call scam centers. This is a very common form of phishing and social engineering. These types of scams are usually aimed at the older people, and they attempt to disguise themselves as these well-known companies, like we said. And something that these people can either call you normally, or you can get a virus on your computer that will say, you need to call this website now, it's very urgent, you have a virus and you need to call Microsoft, and they'll give you a phone number. But that phone number is actually the call scam center. So it's a different way for them to get you to talk to them. And what these scammers do is they will connect to your computer, and they will attempt to get into your computer and try to get money out of you. They'll have you log into your bank while watching. Very shady business practice. So what are the signs of a phishing attack? This is an email example, is getting an email saying that you've been specially selected for a limited time offer. If it's not like your Yankee Candle that you're signed up to or something like that, some place you're not familiar with, someone saying that you earned a lot of money in some random country and you need to send money to this website or link to verify that it's really you. Some low investment, high reward thing, like saying you got an email from like the prince of some country, and if you send $1,000, you'll get your cut of 1,000,000 gold bars, or whatever the scam may be. This is something very common. Or just someone pressuring you to make a decision really fast. That's a very common form of phishing, is saying like you're on the phone with this scammer and he's really trying to get you to make a decision fast because he knows that he will only talk to you this one time. So how do you protect yourself from phishing? It is important to note that these hackers disguise themselves as real companies. So hacker may send you a notice that your banking information has had a security breach, you need to update your password, and now you just click that link and now they're in your bank account. So to protect yourself from this type of threat, you need to be very cautious on what you click. If you get an email, you got to make sure that it's really the sender that you think it is. You can't be this scammer's fake email. It's really easy to find these things out. So the way that you would protect yourself is never click a link from an email without verifying that it is from whoever they claim to be. So let's say you were at work and you got an email from someone that sits a couple rows down from you. Say they sent you a Word document. You should really verify that they actually sent you that, because a hacker could already be in the company and they want you to click this link, and if you click it without verifying that it's legitimate, you could unintentionally infect the entire company with malware. Another way to protect yourself is to never give any sensitive information out over the phone. Never give your banking information. And something that these scammers will actually do is they will often attempt to verify your banking information. So they'll have you say, like, our records say that your card number is this, and they'll have you say it out to like verify it, saying that to kind of trick you into giving your card number to them. This is what they'll do. And another thing they'll do is they'll make you feel really pressured to make a decision urgently. So say this goes back to the banking example that I just talked about, is they'll try to get you to verify your card number over the phone, and they'll make you feel very pressured, saying like, wow, there's a hacker trying to get in, we need you to say your card number over the phone to verify that it's you so that we can help you get this hacker out of your account, when actually they are the person trying to hack into your account. Scammers will often have a lot of spelling mistakes in their emails they'll send to you. Normal companies have many people that look over these emails to make sure there's no types of mistakes. Hacker groups sometimes aren't native English speakers. They don't double check for spelling. There's usually a lot of spelling mistakes in their emails that they'll send to you. It's very important to note that a company will never ask you for your password, and you should never give your password out to someone asking for it. You should always keep your passwords to yourself. And the last way to protect yourself is to not open links or attachments from emails. And it's very important you don't do this. This is also how to protect yourself from malware, is you do not want to open links or attachments from emails unless you can confirm that they are legitimate. This is the end of the presentation. I hope you enjoyed and learned something from it. Thank you.